Hey everyone, how's it going? So I'm having my morning coffee, and that sort of reminded me of a quick story that I wanted to share with you. I never was a coffee fan until a few years ago. I got introduced to coffee in this small boutique kind of coffee shop here in Dubai. They do amazing coffee. And one time I'm there, struck up a conversation with this stranger over there. We got to know each other, and turns out he's a very high level caliber of a cybersecurity professional, some kind of VP or something, very successful in his career, obviously knows what he's doing. But then he drops this bombshell at me and he goes, I'm going to quit what I do in cybersecurity and I'm going to go and open my own coffee shop. Now, to me, that was incredibly surprising. You don't usually work that hard for that long to just drop everything and go open a coffee shop. But the guy was clearly very passionate about coffee, where the beans come from, what their origin story is, how they roast them, how they blend them, and on and on and on. He was very passionate about coffee. And that got me really thinking, what if you and I had the same drive, the same passion for what we do in cybersecurity? What if the project that you're working on right now, the thesis that you are writing right now, the research that you're doing right now in cybersecurity, you have the same passion, the same drive? And I know everybody talks about this, right? Everybody harps on about how important passion is, how important it is to have this drive, how important to have this fire from within that propels you forward. But here's what nobody talks about. Nobody talks about how do you discover this passion? It's not like you can go into a coffee shop and say, hey, can I get a cup of passion, please? I wish that were true, right? It doesn't happen this way. Throughout your career, what's going to happen is that you're going to go through different cycles of passion going up, passion coming down, you're gaining passion, you're losing passion. And in this video, what I wanted to share with you is sort of my maybe framework, if you will, a three-step framework of how I discover my passions. And I say passions because there are multiples in cybersecurity. Look, the passions that I had 10, 15 years ago in cybersecurity are very different than the ones that I have right now. So expect this to change. But the basis of how you discover this, how you identify this, is pretty much the same, at least for me. And I hope it's going to be similar to you. And I hope that in these three steps, I'll be able to help you identify and discover whether you are passionate about something in cybersecurity or not. So how does it start? Step one, you start with experimenting. First and foremost, I'm very sure that you are extremely interested in so many different domains in cybersecurity, particularly if you're just starting. If you are new to cybersecurity, you're a fresh graduate, you're a student of cybersecurity, you're going to find everything interesting. Believe me, I know this. I've been there. No matter what I talk to you about right now, do you find this interesting? Yes. Pen testing? Yes. Reversing? Yes. Malware analysis? Yes. SOC? Yes. Everything's going to be interesting for you. But here's what you want to do. What distinguishes and differentiates only your interest from the actual reality is a little bit of experience. So you want to get hands-on experience. In other videos, I'll talk in a lot more detail about how you can do that without spending too much money, without spending too much sort of effort. Well, there has to be a little bit of effort, right? But without investing way too much. But for now, the one key takeaway that I want to take from this is don't just leave it as an idea in your mind. Whatever it is that you are interested in, turn it from an idea to practical experience. Figure out a way to get your hands dirty and experiment and experience with that idea that you find interesting. So convert this interest into experience. This is step one. Step two, what's going to happen after you convert this idea to an experience and an experiment is that certain things are going to start to truly pique your interest. See, in step one, you thought that you were interested. But in step two, you're going to validate and verify this interest. And sometimes you're going to decide, you know what, I'm not interested. I thought that was going to be something different. I thought I'm going to enjoy it. So just drop it and move on. Move to something else. Move to something that will actually interest you. This is step number two. In step number two, you're truly going to identify what interests you out of, 10, 12, 15 different things. Maybe you're interested in one or two or three. Now you've narrowed it down a little bit. Actually, you've narrowed it down quite a bit. And then you move into step number three. Pick one of these top interests that you have, and take a deep dive. This is when you start really committing. This is when you start putting time, effort, money, trainings, projects, so on and so forth. And again, we'll talk in a lot more detail in other videos about how you do that. But for now, this is the third step, whether you start truly making a commitment. And here's what's going to happen after these three steps. It's going to go in a full cycle. Once you identify what is it that interests you, you start taking a deep dive, you're going to find more things that interest you, and you're going to take a deeper dive. And then you're going to find more things that interest you, and you're going to take a deeper dive. And in the process, you're going to start eliminating things that might not interest you as well. But what's going to happen is that you're going to be narrowing down on a certain topic or a certain expertise. And with that, as you progress, as you become better at it, as you become masterful at it, you become more and more and more passionate about it. This is how you discover your passion. Now, granted, this is not going to last forever. Things that you are passionate about today will change in a few years from now. But at least this is going to get you started for now. This is hopefully, and it is my true, genuine hope, that it's going to give you this sort of push and motivation and passion to do whatever it is that you're doing right now, be it your thesis, your project, your research, no matter what it is. That's it for now. In other videos, I'm going to break down these steps for you in a lot more details, but I hope you find this helpful. I hope my humble experience from the past 15 years or so will help you find something that you are passionate about in cybersecurity. I'm going to stop talking now, and I will see you soon in another video.